All right, welcome to our weather market show. It is long awaited, but we're excited to be here. We are going to get started with primary showmanship. In this group, we have Aiden Burns, Cameron Smith, Eli Pravat, Ethan Seabrook, Landry Locke, Lane Rollison, Luke Spears, Parker Douglas, Remy Meeks, Shelby Thomas, Trey Van Arnhem, and Aniston Blair. If you're standing on the rail on this side or on that side, if you guys will move back behind the markers or on that side, the people behind you just can't see. Thanks.
Think we're on here. Well, good afternoon. Pleasure to be here. No, kind of running a little late there. Kind of messed up on coming over to Eastern time, but we got it all straight out now. And I can't think of a better way to start with our youngsters here. Maybe thought it was going to be an easy start out here, get rolling, but man, this group's competitive right off the bat and very fun for me to sort through. A lot of quality out here, and I discussed with some of the kids there on the far side just some little things to probably get them up to where the maybe 3, 4, 5 that I kept over here were excelling. And then once I worked these, very deep group, very good group of kids. That being said, the young man here in front of me wins, and he wins pretty easily. I think just in terms of always having that goat presented correctly, being in the right position, just being the most natural, I did think he won pretty easy within a very high-quality competitive group. Young man in second, you do an excellent job. Top line wants to get a little weak. I think a little more up in that one's stomach, get his top line leveled out. Here, your third, I think you're getting a little more drive out of your goat than the one in second. His head wants to get a little too far forward sometimes and a little low. Need to jack that up. But, hey, that's a really good group. Congratulations to our top three. Give the whole group a big round of applause.
Congratulations to primary showmanship grand champion Luke Spears, reserve champion Aiden Burns, and in third place Lane Rollison. Great job, boys. Please stay in for a photo for showmanship, and then everyone else may exit out of the gate. Great job to all of our primaries. Next, we're looking for our junior showmanship group. In this group, we have Aubrey Blair, Cedar Key FFA chapter animal shown by Claire Ryan, Elena Stalvey, Ellie Watkins, Amelia Marquis, Emmy Studstill, Graylee Keene, Joyce Teague, Cadence Williams, Kaylin Giles, Kaylee Van Arnhem, Chloe Wright, and we'll have a second heat as well.
well, a good heat, and we got another one coming within this division. Spoke with some the kids over here to my right, just some little things to change, but I think we got a lot of potential. This group of 5 here to my left will be coming back, so go ahead and put your hands together. Really good set of showmen.
We're in Heat 2 of our junior showmanship. Kylie Graham, Lainey Keene, Lawton Rollison, Leanne Wright, Lillian Pravat, Mark Sutterfield, Noah Pelt, Peyton Rhea Timmons, and Ruby Dunn.
Three young ladies to my right here are going to come back. I again just spoke with the ones who left and just some little things to improve, but again, very high quality group. Congratulations to them.
This is the junior showmanship finals. In this group, we have Aubrey Blair, Amelia Marquis, Joyce Teague, Cadence Williams, Kaylin Giles, Lillian Pravat, Rhea Timmons, and Ruby Dunn. From this group, he will select your grand and reserve champion. As well as the third place. We'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to our sponsors of the Wether Show, Dr. Bill Martin, Reed's Metal, Share Construction, Sappington Orthodontics, and Cloverleaf. Thank you for supporting our kids.
Again, a competitive group. That being said, our top three's in front of me. Young lady right here is our champion. I thought from the get-go, just in terms of quickly quickly fixing mistakes. I'm not saying everyone was perfect, but quickly fixing mistakes and getting her legs back squared up. I the most consistently got good looks at her goat set up correctly, so she's going to win. Young lady in second did an awesome job too. Probably just not as fast. That goat would get its back legs offset on getting them back squared up. Thought he did a nice job. And then the young lady in third here, I think, does an excellent job getting her goat set up. Probably had some issues there on the side, just keeping him square and in line with the rest of them. Again, probably the ones that are on the other side, congratulations on making it back to the final round. Probably the biggest problem I see is just consistency on getting our hind legs back squared up when they get offset again. But just making it back here was a very good task, so congratulations. This put your hands together for him.
Congratulations to our junior champion showmanship winner, Aubrey Blair. In reserve, Rhea Timmons, and in third, Cadence Williams. Great job, ladies. Directly following these photographs, we're going to go ahead and start with our Heat 1 senior showmanship. In this group, we have Bell Middle FFA Animal shown by Trace Prill, Elena Blair, Alora Brown, Audrey Hubbard, Bell Senior FFA Chapter Animal shown by Justin Nash, Brittany Rocco, Carson Meeks, and Cedar Key FFA Chapter shown by Lexi Sharp.
We'll keep the three we pulled to the right here out of this heat really close. Probably the biggest difference, and it's in general down through here. Just these were the three that most consistently had the legs of the goats where they needed to be. Young lady, you were the next closest pretty easily. Your goat's back legs just wanted to get a little too stretched out too many times. But again, just in terms of consistency and getting the legs square as fast as possible, I thought these three did a nice job. They'll be coming back here in a second. Congrats to the whole group.
Sealing their invitation to senior finals, Elena Blair, Alora Brown, and Trace Pro representing Bell Middle FFA chapter.
Again, the three here to my left will stay kind of the same story as the last class. Just I thought these three consistently had the legs set square and how they needed to look. Again, I think we got some people that know the basics here against this fence. Just back leg especially got off there quite a bit on these four goats, but another good class. Congratulations. We're just going to keep the two I pulled here out of this class. I thought they were very consistent. Got set up well. Probably just some things I would change over here. We're on the profile, like the two on the end here. We got to get to the side, give me the profile of that goat. And then as we work down the line, I think I kind of see the same issue, just getting the heads pulled a little too forward, dropping their front ends a little too low. Need to get a little more out of their front ends and their heads back a little bit. But again, another good group. Congratulations.
Great job to Heat 3 of senior showmanship. Getting the call back for finals, Reese Salowski and Sarah Pravat. It is now time for senior finals. In this group, we have Elena Blair, Alora Brown, Dalton Coleman, Gabe Mitchell, Claire Mullis, Reese Salowski, and Sarah Pravat. Let's put our hands together for this great group of seniors. If you are in Class 1, you need to head to your goat and get lined up. Nicole Parker, Colton Wright, Ellie Watkins, Chloe Wright, Veronica Rigby, Elena Stalvey, Parker Douglas, Johnny Scott, Bo Wright, and Leanne Wright. If you're in Class 2, you should also be on the ready because we're going to move right through the classes. Parker Douglas, you are needed in the barn to be with your goat. They're waiting on you for a lineup. Please head to your goat.
Hey, real competitive group in our, older group here, and nothing taking away the ones on the fence. Again, I think you had to be showing pretty good to make it back out here. But these three, from the time they came in their class throughout, I knew we were going to rise to the top, and I knew it was going to be fun to sort between those. I maybe took a little extra time, but I wanted to talk to them a little bit about their goats, and it's nice when the exhibitors are so knowledgeable about the positives and negatives within their piece of livestock, not only just to evaluate them, but also to know, maybe how to show some of those positives and hide some of the negatives. That being said, the difference between the two young lady that wins gets a little more out of her goat's front end, just in terms of keeping his shoulder up, keeping his neck out of him, there behind his shoulder. Again, really good group. Congrats all three of y'all. Give them a big round of applause.
Congratulations to the top three senior goat showmen, grand champion Elena Blair, reserve champion Alara Brown, and in third place, Dalton Coleman. Great job, everyone. We're going to roll right into the Wether show. So please have your goats ready for that. We're going to go ahead and snap a quick picture and then welcome in our lightweights, which will be class 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll do a division after that. And directly following, we'll have medium and then heavies. So please keep up with the show order and be back at your pen. Lillian Pravat, please head to your pen with your goat and be ready for lineup. Our judge for today is Jesse Hinson. He's the livestock judging coach at Auburn University, and he was on the 2018 national champion judging team at Oklahoma State University. He owns and operates Henson Brothers Livestock, where they raise show goats. Let's give him a warm welcome for the Tri-County area. The weights in Class 1 run from 59 to 79 pounds. Easton Douglas, please head to your pin.
Hey, over here. All right, we'll get them lined up here, and as our classes come in for my listen, we're going to run the ring just like showmanship. So top three are going to be moved out here just so we can get this going once the classes are in. Good class to start our market goat class. The one that wins definitely gives up some pounds to the couple behind him, but I think when you study them for what they are, I find the most genuine skeletal width, the most true body shape, and the most genuine muscle tied into this goat. Get your hands on him. He's bolder there behind his shoulder. He's bigger out of his loin and his hip than either of the goats behind him. Tracking, I think he holds his balance together pretty well. The goat in second, I think, is longer. He's more extended, definitely taller shoulder than one that wins. Problem with that goat is his flank line and his lower body just read a little too hard to me. Going or coming, he doesn't read as bold there through the center part of his body. I think the goat in third has some interesting pieces. He's really big-footed. He's stout-featured, like his extra length, and he's shapely in terms of his muscle. Didn't read enough rib shape to complement that guy's extra length and stretch because he is pretty flat there in his forerib, a little harder there in terms of his flank. As we move down the line, the goat in fourth, I think at times has some look and extension, gets just standing still there a little too high there, and his top line a little off in terms of balance. I think as we start moving down the line from there, I think we run into goats that just don't come with quite enough muscularity. And especially through the center part of their body, they're not bold enough rib to facilitate the same muscle as the ones up top. But good way to start. Congratulations.
Congratulations to our class winner, Ellie Watkins from Buckaroo's 4-H Club. In second, Leanne Wright from Dixie Middle FFA. And in third, Johnny Scott from Trenton Senior FFA. Now in the ring, we have Class 2 Lillian Pravat, Shelby Thomas, Landry Locke, Cameron Smith, Kylie Graham, Ruby Dunn, and Noah Pelt.
Good class. I thought we had a pretty demanding class winner. Young's Man's Goat just simply outpowers the rest of them. Coming in, he's the widest, the most pulled apart there in his chest floor. He follows that with the boldest rib cage, and the widest hip offers the most dimension way. Because of that up high, he also comes with the most true muscularity, the most true shape. Now the one in second's definitely a little neater looking from the side in terms of his shoulder and his length from there forward. Really extended type of goat. I like his shape when you get on top of him. Biggest difference, his lower skeleton's not as pulled apart as the one that wins. His rib cage is just a little flatter. Need to see him a little bolder in his turn up high, but he's good looking, he's shapely, he's high cut ability, and that's where he beats the goat in second, or the goat in third. I like the goat in third's look. I like his extension. He's very comfortable in terms of his structure when they get him into motion. Handle these three, the kind of cape-necked one there, handles with the least amount of shape and just is a little too round there in his muscularity. I thought the red-tailed one in fourth had some look, had some balance to him up high, not shapely enough in terms of muscularity. Then I think we run into three goats that just get a little too narrow in their build, a little too flat in their kind. Don't see any problems skeletally, just from a fundamental standpoint. Just need to see a little more muscle. Congratulations, nice class.
Congratulations to our class winner from Class 2, Noah Pelt from Bronson Middle FFA. In second, Landry Locke from Wekiva Run 4-H. And in third, Kylie Graham from Riverside Wranglers 4-H Club. Next, we're looking for Class 3. In this group, we have Alara Brown, Aubrey Blair, Peyton Googleman, Ethan Seabrook, Emmy Studstill, Dalton Coleman, and Easton Douglas. In this group, the weight ranges from 87 to 89 pounds. Lainey Keene, please head to your pen. Lainey Keene.
Well, real good class. We stepped up the heat for sure here in our third class, and I like the three goats that surfaced. I think the fourth one's got some good as well, but really it came down between your first and second, and I think both of these goats have a lot of good. The differences I see, I think the class winner, get behind him. There's just more true goat there, especially in terms of hip shape, stifle shape, and lower leg. I think he's bolder there, more outer turn as well. The same story right there behind his shoulder. I think the goat that wins just opens up bolder there in his forerib. He's got more dimension there behind his shoulder. Now, is he perfect? No. I want to strengthen in the way his spine hooks up in the backside of his shoulder there. I want to make him just a little more attractive in the set to his leg, but I think he's fundamentally good enough in terms of his build. He's got the most genuine muscle. He's got the most width, the most hip from behind. Goat in second fixes his structure problems. I like this goat's build and balance. Really good in his top line, really level out of his hip. I think in terms of skeletal design, probably a little square, a little more flexible. He's shapely in terms of his rack. My biggest problem is when I get behind him, he really wants to flatten there out of his pin set. He doesn't have as much shape there through his lower stifle into his lower leg there. Didn't read his forward to open up quite as bold, but that's a good pair. Congratulations. The one in third has some good, especially standing still. Really long-bodied, extended goat. He's got a lot of muscle on the top side of his skeleton. He's square and expressive in his shape. His body line is not good enough for me. He wants to really flatten out behind his shoulder, cut up in his flank too much. When he gets in motion, he wants to drop his hip and throw himself out of balance. I think a lot of good standing still. I think the goat in fourth, we walked him. I like his skeleton. I like his build. He's got some body for sure. Get on top of him, not near as much muscle, not near as much shape as the three goats. I think what we run into next are three good-looking, sound-built type of goats from this angle right here. Neither of them come with the skeletal width and the muscularity we find towards the top end of the class. Congratulations, nice set of goats.
Great job. Now we're going to move into our lightweight division drive. In this group, the first and second place goat from each class. So from class 1, we're looking for Ellie Watkins and Leanne Wright. From class 2, we're looking for Noah Pelt. And Landry Locke from Wekiva Run 4-H. And from class 3, we're looking for Alora Brown and Aubrey Blair.
Good way to start our Market Go show. Lightweights here. I thought we saw some quality. I think we got several goats out here that come with some good. I won't take too much time here within your divisions. I think there was a pair of them that were real close because they're both have a lot of good and some close trade-offs. Your heavyweights out of this lightweight here out of class 3 are going to be your champion reserve. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the first in the division, Alora Brown, and second in division, Aubrey Blair. We're now looking for Class 4 in this group. We have Brittany Rocco from Dixie Senior, Bell Middle FFA Chapter Animal, William Rigby from Dixie Senior, Audrey Hubbard from Bronson Senior, Kaylee Van Arnhem from Bell Middle, Lainey Keene from Chiefland Middle, Remy Meeks from Country Kids 4-H Club, Zybe McKenzie from Wilcox 4-H, Madison Everett from Dixie Senior, and Aniston Blair from County Line 4-H. The weights in this group range from 90 pounds to 95 pounds, and this will begin our middleweight class.
All right, good class here. I think there's some good pieces, 4, 5, 6 down deep. But I don't know the problem with this. Maybe there wasn't the goat that just popped out and needed to win, so it took just a little longer to study him and to break him down. What I think I come down to, though, the goat that wins just in terms of terminal value and carcass merit suits me the best because of the top three, he probably handles with the most shape, the most expression from behind. He's the biggest hip and has the most turn there to his stifle, and then with that, he's still clean over his body wall. He's correct in terms of his cutability. Now, standing still, I'm not all in on the guy's balance. He's a little higher in his top line, a little lower in his shoulder. He collects himself in motion, though, but more so just from a terminal standpoint, I think he's the best. I think the black-headed goat here has some advantages in terms of length and extension. When he's on the move, he probably has some more balance there compared to the goat in third. I like the black-headed goat's body wall in terms of his trimness and his cutability compared to the goat that wins. He doesn't handle with near the amount of shape there up high and is a little plainer to the touch. The one in third's got some interesting pieces. I like probably his skeletal width coming at me or going away the best. And then I think in terms of his rib shape, he's really bold and barreled up there. Problem with him is compositionally of the top three, he's got the most on him, and more importantly, his muscle isn't near as shapely as those other ones. The white goat floats for me at times, maybe just off from the side. I could find as much good in him as any in his look and his levelness. In the end, then when I get him behind him, though, I wish that guy was bolder in terms of his rib, a lot more opened up there through the center part of his body and had more just thickness when I get him behind him in terms of his leg there. But I sure like that one's build and look as good as any. And then the goat beside him there, another good-looking one that got some balance, just too behind. As we move down the line again, probably just in terms of muscle and width, we started getting narrower, lighter muscle type of goats. But again, interesting class. Congratulations to all of them.
Congratulations to the first place animal in Class 4 belongs to Zybe McKenzie. In second, Lainey Keene from Chiefland Middle FFA. And in third, Remy Meeks from Country Kids 4-H Club. Great job. We're now looking for Class 5. In this group, we have Haley Owens from Dixie Middle FFA, Ava Carter from County Line 4-H, Carson Meeks from Country Kids 4-H, Joyce Teague from Little Farmers 4-H, Trey Van Arnhem from Helping Hands 4-H, Nolan Meeks from Bronson Middle, and Leah Meeks from Country Kids 4-H.
Good class with a pretty demanding winner. For me, I think this go just combines stoutness and power with an awful good look and correct set of running gears, because circling, I think that go holds his balance together as well as any. He's flexible and square, and yet has some extra foot and bone under him. Get off either side. I think he's got as much skeletal width, as much muscle, and as much carcass merit as any. Now from the side, he could be just a little neater there at the point of his shoulder, maybe gets a little longer and deeper there. I still think he proportions correctly, though. The goat in second, I think, has some good off either end. I like his skeletal width. I think he's big-hipped and has some turn there in terms of his rib. Really, compared to the one that wins, he might be a little neater there in terms of his chest floor. Biggest problem with that goat's when you get your hands on him. He just isn't as fresh to the touch, isn't as shapely in terms of his muscle, just a little more peaked there over his loin edge. I think the goat in third maybe comes pretty solid in his kind. I think that goat has some dimension to him, some rib and some muscularity. Biggest problem, he's just a little too plain for me. He's frailer in his foot and his bone work, wants to go a little tighter and narrower there in terms of his hock set. He doesn't run uphill and have the same look there as the couple there in front. Again, I think the goats that are standing to the far side there, they all have some look and some balance and some build quality, just not quite enough skeletal width, not quite enough muscularity. Again, good class. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the winner from Class 5, Trey Van Arnhem from Helping Hands 4-H Club. In second, Liam Meeks from Country Kids 4-H Club. And in third, Ava Carter from County Line 4-H. Congratulations. We're now looking for Class 5. In this group, we have Haley Owens from Dixie Middle FFA. Oh, I'm sorry. Class 6, Rhea Timmons from County Line 4-H. Claire Mullis from Chiefland Middle FFA. Amelia Marquis from Bell Middle FFA. Gabe Mitchell from Dixie Senior FFA. Reese Slowski from Chiefland Senior FFA. And Aiden Burns from Helping Hands 4-H Club. In this group, the weights range from 101 to 104.
goat that wins has as much genuine muscle as anything we've evaluated thus far today. Really like that guy up top in terms of just genuine freshness in his shape in terms of his muscle. Really good handling goat that's bold behind his shoulders, big over his loin, and still really good in terms of his hip width and some extra stifle there as well. And then for such a stout made goat, I think we get him off to the side. He still comes with some balance and he's proportionate there in his look. That's a good way to start. The one in second advantage is there. When you get him into motion, he probably his shoulder into his body a little better than the one that wins, and I like my just the handle of this second place goat as well. Really shapely, high cut ability, and expressive right there through the center part of his body. He's not as bold. He's not just as cracked open through his rib cage there as the one that wins. But I still think just in terms of a good built, good looking goat that's shapely, I like. And the one in third has a lot of length, a lot of extension. He beats the goat in fourth in terms of handle quality. From the side though, he's too tight there in terms of his flank. Watch him go away. He needs more body and more rib to look just as productive as the two ahead of him. Then again, I think we run into a goat there in fourth that just doesn't handle quite good enough. I think he's practical and sound, just a little too round in his shape. The two that are going to round out our class just get a little too narrow, a little too flat. I think both of them, though, have some look, have some extension, are plenty good in terms of their build. Congratulations. Nice class.
We're now looking for Class 7. That will be the last one in our medium weight range. In Class 7, we have Luke Spears from Helping Hands 4-H, Sarah Pravat from Chiefland Middle FFA, Dexton Coleman from County Line 4-H, Jace Pitts from Riverside Wranglers 4-H, Lane Rollison from Dixie Wranglers 4-H, and Elena Blair from County Line 4-H. In this group, the weights range from 104 to 109.
pretty commanding winner here within this class, especially standing still. I think the goat that wins has just a look of quality and balance to him. Maybe it's a little different speed than we've got to see today. He's really tucked up in his chest floor, really good in terms of his underlying balance there as well. A lot of length and extension and just sharpness in the way he's developed up front. I think on top of that go really good handling, good shapely type of rack in him. Maybe not quite as big over his loin edge as ideal. Maybe it could be picked up in his pin bones just a little bit. But those are little things. I think moving's where I would change him just a little bit. Wants to get pretty tight there in his hip. Maybe doesn't get out and reach with his hind leg quite like he needs to, but that's being pretty picky on a goat that pretty much daylights the class here. I think the one in second comes the closest just to having the same type of look and balance from the side. Good in terms of his lines. That goat's got some dimension just in terms of width and mass. Problem is, get your hands on him. He's not near as shapely, he's not near as fresh there in terms of his handle. The one in third, I like just from a density standpoint. He's got some extra foot and bone under him. He's big forearmed and got some body and some dimension, kind of like our goat in second, though. Get your hands on him. He's not as shapely to the touch. He wants to get pretty weak there on those rear pastures, throwing him off there on the move just a little bit. Young man in fourth there has a really good-looking, good-built goat that just unfortunately gets too narrow and light-muscled from behind. Red goat's got plenty of body, plenty of mass, a little too much in terms of finish and a little soft there in terms of his handle. Then we got one right out the class that probably just doesn't come with the type of muscle, the type of shape that we're looking for. Nice class, congrats.
Congratulations to the class winner from Class 7, Elena Blair from County Line 4-H. In second, Sarah Pravat from Chiefland Middle FFA. And in third, Lane Rollison from Dixie Wranglers 4-H. We're now looking to do the medium weight drive. In this group, we have the first and second place animal from all of the animals in the medium weight class. So from Class 4, we're looking for Zybe McKenzie from Wilcox 4-H Club, as well as Laney Keene from Chiefland Middle FFA. From Class 5, we're looking for Trey Van Arnhem from Helping Hands 4-H, as well as Liam Meeks from Country Kids 4-H. From Class 6, we're looking for Rhea Timmons from County Line 4-H, and Reese Solowski from Chiefland Senior FFA. And from Class 7, we're looking for Elena Blair with County Line 4-H, and Sarah Pravat from Chiefland Middle FFA. Let's put your hands together for the medium weight drive. If you're here and you're looking for your back tag for the swine show tonight, please come to the announcer's stand. We have them up here.
Good division here. I think just kind of I'll talk through the goats just a little bit because what I appreciate, I think we have quite a few out of this lineup that are very good just from a carcass standpoint in terms of shape and freshness and still being trim and high cutability at the same time. And I thought our first class started with a goat that does excel just in terms of muscle and shape and leanness. Probably doesn't have the same type of build or just a high quality look as a couple of others out here. Thought our goat had a second class proportions well, has some muscle, some extension, motion. Comparing to the two there out of the next couple of classes, he wants to get a little plainer in terms of his look. I think it comes down to class 3 and 4 within this division. I think both of these goats are similar in some areas. They're both some of the fresher, better handling ones out here. The one Class 3 coming and going, I think, does read more pulled apart there in terms of his build. Getting in front of him, he's the wider chested one. He opens bolder there right behind his shoulder and leaving me. He's more powerful out of his hip. I like when you get him in motion there, he's more comfortable out of his hip and his hind leg. Now, does he have the same type of neatness there in his shoulder, the same type of look and extension up front as Class 4? No, because that's where the young lady out of Class 4 has a big advantage up front. That goes to the tallest shoulder, the neatest chested, the neatest from there forward as well. Really good handling. Where I want to change him is his hip and his hind leg. I don't know if he's just a little sore. His feet there are just a little too tight in his hip, but he needs to get out and go with more reach and more flexibility. I think it gets close between those two. Ultimately, set him in motion. I like the young lady out of Class 3 to be our champion, young lady out of Class 4 to be reserved. Congrats.
Congratulations to the division winner, Rhea Timmons, and reserve, Elena Blair, both from County Line 4-H. Great job. Next, we're looking to start our heavyweight division, and we'll get started with Class 8. In this group, we have Hunter Sharp from Chiefland Senior, Cadence Williams from Trenton Middle, Kaylin Giles from Trenton Middle, Grayley Keene from Chiefland Middle, Bell Senior Chapter Animal, and Eli Pravat from Country Bumpkins 4-H. We're going to hold them just for a second while we get photos of the winners of the division, and then we'll get rolling.
good class of heavyweights. The one that wins does so quite handily for me, and it's just from a muscle and a genuine power standpoint. He's pretty spot on just in terms of the shape he opens with behind his shoulder, his loin edge, his hip shape, really hard and genuine to the touch. Maybe his color and how tight his shear throws him off just a nickel, but really I think that go balances with a lot of look, a lot of just presence and quality from the side to go along with his extra power. Now, sometimes going away, he might want to push his hock a bit towards the outside of his skeleton. Maybe need to square him up there just a touch, but I don't think anything sniffs just the genuine muscle, the genuine power he comes with. Like the goat in second from a build and a balance standpoint. Probably in motion, my favorite view of him because he's square and he's flexible. He has some product and some muscle on top of him, not near as opened up in his rib shape, just not near the extra dimension up high as we find in the goat that wins the class. The one coming in third might be a little square and a shape up high than the one in second. Biggest difference for me is up front. He reads a little straighter, not quite as strong there in his top line from the side. But I thought that was a close pair. Good looking, good built goat, really coming in fourth and fifth. I didn't see quite enough muscle, quite enough shape when they got on top of him. Same thing with the young man's goat that's going to round out the class. Probably needs a little more power. That one probably needs to be a little stronger there behind his top line and balance up a nickel better. Good class though. Congrats.
Congratulations to Hunter Sharp, winner of Class 8. Second place, Kaylin Giles from Trenton Middle, and in third, Grayla Keene from Chiefland Middle. Next, we're looking for Class 9. In this group, we have Landon Rollison, Lawton Rollison, Gavin Carter, Cedar Key Middle. Class will be the last one, and then we'll go into the heavyweight drive, directly followed by the champion drive.
Good way to round out our last class here of the day. I think we still, even in these heavyweights, have some awful good things to talk about. I think the young man has a goat that still, for this size, is plenty youthful and fresh in his kind, and that's probably where his advantage lies. He's still really tucked up there in his chest floor. He's got some look there up front, but more importantly, on top of their skeleton, he reads the squarest in terms of his shape, where I really like him better than the goat in seconds. When you get behind him, he maintains his progression of width there out of his hip and his pin set a nickel better. I think the one in second might be a little bolder there through the center part of his body, a little more pulled apart there in his rib cage up high. I wish he was stouter out of his hip to complement the mass he has there behind his shoulder. And then you get at this angle here, he's probably not quite as neat in his chest and his look from the side there at the one that wins. The black-headed goat in third, really like his skeleton and build. He's maybe as comfortable as any we've watched travel the ring here. Problem is, get on top of him, he doesn't have near the same muscle or the shape or freshness that we find towards the top end. I think we run into some similar type of goats on our other side here. I think we got some look and build quality for sure. At this stage in the game, not enough shape, not enough freshness, enough cutability tied into those. Nice class, though. Congrats.
Congratulations to Lawton Rollison from Dixie Wranglers 4-H, first in Class 9. Second in Class 9, Landon Rollison from Dixie Senior. And in third, Gavin Carter from County Line 4-H. We're going to now go into our heavyweight division. We're looking for Hunter Sharp from Class 8 and Caitlin Giles from Class 8 as well. And from Class 9, both the Rollison boys. He's in for the heavyweight drive.
I think four goats make it to our divisional lineup here that all have some good. I think the one that wins class, our first class here, just in terms of genuine shape, genuine muscularity, and still being a goat that's elite in his look and balance. I think he checks those boxes pretty well. Like I said, maybe just his initial, his color and kind of how tight he's here threw him off, but I think that's a good build. Excels in terms of carcass merit. And our goat that won the last class, I just talked about him. For the size, he's still youthful. He's still good looking and has some shape. Maybe not just quite as elite in his kind as the one out of the first class there. That being said, I think easy winner. He gets pretty close here for reserve. Young man here out of our first class will be our champion. Bring the goat behind him up and we'll study for reserve. Congrats.
Congratulations to the heavyweight division winner, Hunter Sharp, and in reserve, Kaylin Giles. Great job. Please stay in the ring because we're going to proceed to the champion drive. So we've got, from heavyweight group, we have Hunter Sharp and Kaylin Giles. From our medium weight division, we have Rhea Timmons and Elena Blair. And from our lightweight division, we have Laura Brown and Aubrey Blair. Please enter the ring, and from this group, you will select our grand champion and our reserve champion.
Yeah, as we kind of wrap up the GOAT show here, I think you can look at the 6 out here and know that there were definitely some quality within the show today, and some classes that went pretty deep, but especially the 6 back out here, I think we can read a lot of good in them, and I'll first kind of talk about them just a little bit compared as we get our division champions back out here. The Division 1, our lightweight there, I really like that goat, his genuine chest width, his forearm shape, the shape he offers there behind his shoulder in terms of his drag, really in his head there. Maybe where I don't fall as much in love with this goat as when you get behind him, I wish he was wider there out of his pin set and maybe traveled a little wider from hock to hock compared to probably Division 2 and 3. He's not quite as strong there behind his shoulder, just throwing his balance off a nickel. I think the goat out of Division 2 suits me in a lot of areas. I really like the center part of his body, just how opened up his rib cage. The turn that he offers up high, he's probably the best one in terms of his underline balance, his softness there into his flank from in front. like his chest for and how pulled apart he is there behind his shoulder. Where I want to change him a little bit when we do get in motion. Sometimes he's wanting to fight to change us a little bit, but to me, he wants to get his shoulder out of balance a little bit, dropping there behind it and maybe pushing it out just a nickel more. But I love that goat's muscle. I love his width and body shape. Still think when he comes collected from this view right here, there's a lot of balance and look in him as well. But one of the last divisions, maybe the neatest one out here in terms of his chest floor, how tucked up he is there, his neatness in his shoulder and his front end assembly. He matches it. They'll get out of the second division in muscle shape and squareness up high. Really like him just in terms of his balance and motion as well. Maybe not quite as cracked open there in his rib cage out of the one and second. Could be just a little softer back into his flank. Like I said, at times maybe wants to push his hock a little towards the outside of his skeleton, but there's a lot of quality. Our seconds sure will come into contention as well. I'm going to give him kind of another look out here, but then we'll pick your grand reserve, and I think third overall goat. But before I do that, go ahead and give all our exhibitors today a big round of applause. Really nice set of goats and really excellent set of kids here.
Congratulations to Grand Champion of the Weather Show, Hunter Sharp from Chiefland FFA, and Reserve Champion Rhea Timmons from County Line 4-H. Great job, everyone. We'd like to say one last thank you to our Weather Market sponsors, Dr. Bill Martin, Reed's Metal, Shearer Construction, Sappington Orthodontics, and Cloverleaf. Please join us back at 5 p.m. for the Hog Show.
Aniston Blair. We need Aniston Blair in the show arena. I think she's gone, Tina. I think she's gone.
Want to draw your attention back one last class here. Young lady would be our champion homegrown out here. I think a really good incentive there that this young lady has raised her own and brought it out here. I think that speaks to a lot of things. I like to, at home, we raise goats as well. We actually sold our cattle business a few years back and bought in the goats, so I know the ins and out of it. Know it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort to raise one, grow it out, and show it as well. So the young lady's going to be presented with a nice banner here, and if you will, everyone put their hands together for our champion born and bred.
If you have not received your bag number for the swine show, please make your way up to the announcer's booth and get it, please.
Exhibitors, please come and get your numbers at the announcer's stand. Exhibitors, please come and get your bag numbers at the announcer's booth. Parents, it's time to clear the barn. Only exhibitors in the barn, please. Time to clear the barn. Only exhibitors in the barn, please. If you have to go back into the barn, please use the side door by the washroom area. Do not go through the back. It's easily accessed for the animals to get out. Please clear the barn.